Good afternoon. Welcome to the Midday Mull for Thursday, the 3rd of December. Continuing to read through Luke's Gospel, we're reading Luke chapter 17 today. And from verse 11, we have the story of the 10 lepers. We're told as Jesus was going between Samaria and Galilee, he's heading into a village, and we're told 10 men who had leprosy met him. They stood at a distance and called out in a loud voice, "Jesus, Master, have pity on us." They were fitting in. As a leper, they were not allowed to approach people. They were unclean. They had to keep their distance. So they were standing at a distance, shouting at Jesus, "Have pity on us." When he saw them, he said, "Go, show yourself to the priests." And as they went, they were cleansed. In reading that, I was wondering, how did Jesus do it? It's almost as though they were shouting to him from a distance, and he just sees them, and then says, "Go and show yourself to the priests." And as they go, they're cleansed, which is quite different from the way he treats other people. In some instances, he says, "Bring those people near." There's a blind man. He says, "Come, let him come to me." And they bring him to Jesus. One blind man, he makes some mud and puts it on his eyes and then says, "Go and wash yourself." And off he goes. Another person he just touches and they cleanse. There's a story of a leper that Jesus sees, and he reaches out and he touches him. Probably the first touch he'd had in years. And yet this could almost be that he just called to them from a distance where they were standing shouting at him. He just almost shouts back, "Go and show yourself to the priest," and off they go. And we need to recognize that there's no one way that Jesus works. He engages with each individual in a completely different way. There's not a set pattern that you tick the boxes, you do X, Y, Z, and then it happens. Instead, there's individuals meeting with God and God meeting their needs, because each need and each individual is different. And so as Christians, we can never compare ourselves to others and, "Oh, God did that for that person. I wish he'd done the same for me. Why didn't God treat me that way? Why did I get this blessing and that person not?" We really don't know, but God does know, and God engages with each one of us in unique ways, and we need to recognize that he meets and solves the problem. He meets our needs in every single instance. And as they go, they discover that they're cleansed, and one of them comes back, falls at his feet, and gives thanks. And Jesus says, was it only the Samaritan that could come back and be thankful? And says, "Rise and go, your faith has made you well." And how often do we receive without being thankful? And how often are we so used to what we've received, and it just becomes so commonplace that we don't even recognize it? And time and again I have to remind myself, the fact that I had breakfast, I need to be thankful for that, because there are many people that don't have breakfast. The fact that I have a roof over my head, I need to be thankful for that, because there are many people that don't have that. And we need to recognize all that God does for us and live thankfully, giving him thanks day by day for all that we receive from him. So recognize that God is with you, will treat you as an individual and give you so much. We just need our eyes open to see it. Recognize that, be thankful, and be blessed.